Hello guys, welcome back to Stage Select. My name is Will and today we're going to be talking about Masters of the Universe Revelations and Kevin Smith betrayal. Why? Because this one hurts.
You're going to get more He-Man than you think you wanted.
I mean, I really hope so. I really wanted this series to be good. But I'm already 5 episodes in and I haven't had barely any He-Man.
Episode 7 contains no bullshit.
So I have to wait until episode 7 to see what I want to see. Let me get this straight. So, in a 10 episode series of He-Man, I have to wait until episode 7 to see He-Man.
In
relationship
a
to
perfect
itself.
world, they would have released all 10. I ain't bitching. I'm happy
Yeah.
they released them the way they did, especially because 5 is such a great cliffhanger.
A great cliffhanger for who, man? Like, for who? You just took He-Man away. Again. Listen, at this point, you just gotta stop defending yourself, man. You're just digging your own grave.
And, I know I'm going to say this, and then a very, very vocal contingency of the internet is going to say I'm lying or something
Apologize!
like that.
Atone!
That I'm baiting and switching
Yeah.
or something like that. But I promise you, on my child's life.
People can dislike the show. That is obviously a legal opinion.
Oh my God. As
for
the
the time
guy who
being.
made fucking yoga hosers,
Right.
I'm used to that.
People are
Like,
allowed to dislike
I
it.
have no problem with people being like,
Right.
you suck and this fucking sucks. That's
Right.
fine. I know some people online are like, you ain't coming back. This shit's getting
It's
canceled.
done.
And I'm
It's like in the can.
yeah,
right.
it can't not come out.
Right.
So
First
like,
5
you
episodes,
fucking suck.
you're kind of clicking up the roller coaster.
But
The last 5
if we had
year-
done all
yeah.
5, then the thing that everyone's crying about the most, or we're like, where the fuck is, like, this has been the only thing that's frustrating to me. I don't mind if people are like, you fucking suck and it sucks. Like, I'm used to that.
Yes.
Do you think Mattel, I'd walk in, I was like, you know what I want to do? Kill Orko.
Yeah.
And again, people
Yeah.
are like, oh man, this is the fucking Tila show. But in any event,
No,
what
but
he's saying
I'm
and
saying
what
this-
he's oversaying and
I'm
getting us in
saying-
fucking
I'm
trouble
saying to your
is
defense is you're not pulling this out of your ass.
on it
It's
to do,
been
which is
on
hold
the table.
the fuck on, Orko. Fuck. As annoying as your fucking character. Yes, as I said from the beginning, Tila plays a very prominent part in it and stuff. And if you follow closely and read between the lines, you see where we're going with it. Like, so everything
Yeah.
I said was like God's honest fucking
Yes.
truth. And a bunch of people are like, you better apologize for lying. I'm like, I didn't lie. All of those things are fucking factually true.
Yeah, that didn't went that well. I mean, this moment is not about Masters of the Universe. It's about saving face. Again, the reason why I was so excited and everybody was so excited about this is because, I mean, we got He-Man on Netflix from the animation studio that did Castlevania and Kevin Smith at the helm. He's the king of the nerds for many people. So what could go wrong, right? Right?
The key to the story is basically it's keep away. You have to keep away with the sword. Like, whoever gets the fucking sword becomes the master of the universe. So in order to make an interesting story, the first thing you do is take the most powerful man in the universe and try to fucking keep the sword away from him. How we do it in episode 1 is he gives his fucking life. He sacrifices his life. Now, I've been accused of lying for saying that that I'm like, He-Man does no stepping aside. If He-Man giving his life for the entire universe is stepping aside, then Tony Stark stepped aside. Jesus Christ stepped aside. Like,
Oh, let's not get biblical about this, right? I mean, I can understand the Tony Stark reference, but Jesus Christ is a little bit too much. Although Tony Stark didn't die in the first movie. Now, I'm okay with you taking away this sort of power. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Like, by doing so, you kind of take away He-Man, maybe save him for the last episodes. But what about Adam? Like, you could have done the whole series with Adam teaming up with Tila to get that sort of power. But you went a different route. Because you know what you did.
and let's try to tell a story about what happens when people who, thought they knew things find out they were fucking lied to while we're playing keep away with the sword.
And of course, you're talking about Tila right now. And again, I really wanted this series to be good. Even with Tila at the lead. And I believe so did you. But if that's the case, what do you put Tila in a situation where she becomes the most hated character in the whole series? Like, He-Man just sacrifices himself for Eternia and the universe. And all thing I can think about is that Adam lied to her about him being He-Man. That her dad lied to her about him being He-Man. It's just nuts. I mean, that's the most selfish thing I have ever seen from a lead character in a series. Nobody likes her.
Like when folks are going like, oh man, like you fucking, what's the word, they emasculated He-Man. I'm like, by making him sacrifice himself to save all of Eternia, like that's not sidelining, or he's not stepping aside. That's heroic. Like that's the point of a hero and stuff.
No, man. At this point, you're just looking at their own feedback to put the blame on the fans.
It so irritates me that this is going on, that there is a contingency of people. And mind you, like we're talking about it like it's everything and stuff. It's a very vocal contingency.
Yeah. Then why did you have to defend yourself for 40 plus minutes? I mean, I understand what you're doing at this point. You're trying to save face. You're trying to defend the little credibility that you have left. But you had to keep going. And this next part, I believe for many people, including myself, was when we truly felt betrayed by Kevin Smith.
At one point, I talked to my Netflix friends and I was like, I mean, did you see this? Like, are we in trouble? And they were very kind, and this is not meant to mock anybody, but they were like, Kevin, do you think we decide to pick up other seasons of shows based on the audience rating at Rotten Tomatoes? And I was like, you don't? And they're like, fuck no. And so at that point, like, it didn't matter. And then, I mean, this like is...
Oh, you can see on Kevin Smith's face at the end of that clip that he done fucked up. That wasn't supposed to come out that way. I mean, I believe most of us know that Hollywood doesn't care about our criticism. As long as they make money, they don't give a damn. But man, it hurts a lot when this pretty much comes firsthand from the showrunner. This is just an attack. I mean, at this point, what they're telling us is that they care so little. They care so little. It doesn't matter if you know or not that they'll do whatever they want at the end of the day.
There was an article that went up, few articles. The one I saw was on Uproxx, and there's a few other sites that talked about how we were review bombed, which is a practice where a bunch of people like fucking hit a project hard with reviews. I retweeted it, and people were like, hey man, fucking you only got bad reviews because it sucks. This is not review bombing and shit. These aren't bots. These are real fucking people. And
Eat my butthole.
Yes.
The review bombing propaganda is pretty much the get out of jail free card for the Hollywood people that does not want to accept their failures.
And so naturally, I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? Like, is it going to bum anybody out, or are we going to fucking be in trouble? And the folks upstairs like put it on Front Street. And this is not me being a dick, man. This is just me kind of explaining like how counterproductive it is to go all in against something you hate. Their reaction was like, Kevin, this is amazing for the show. And I was like, yeah, but all these people are mad. They were like, yes, it looks like about 5,000 to 10,000 people have written nasty things. And they were like, but we have 210 million subscribers. And I was like, oh, so mathematically we're safe? They're like, safe as kittens. So like it's, you can do it. And I ain't trying to stifle anybody's freedom of speech. Absolutely. Go ahead and stuff. But it won't do what you think it's going to do.
So you're telling us that we just have to accept it? Like every time you guys pull a pile of steamy shit in my hands, I have to bow down and say thank you? No, man, no. That will never happen.
And I'm not saying it's a nefarious plot or bots and shit, but all the people, like, it's a little suspect that are, you know, we're, what is it called? Fucking certified fresh. Yeah. And then our audience rating is like in the toilet and shit.
Right.
But so just so everyone doesn't say like, he thinks it's a fucking conspiracy. I'm not saying that. That's what I read. I don't know what to think at this point and shit like that. But I do know this much. Based on what I was told by the people that like pay my salary, that doesn't matter to them. Like they literally don't care.
So we heard you loud and clear, Kevin Smith. As long as the people that are paying your salary are unaffected by this, it doesn't matter. What we say doesn't matter. What the fans want doesn't matter. Coming from you, man, that hurts a lot.
Somebody been send me tweets where like I was on Comic Book Men one season, and I was like, yeah, I was a big He-Man fan and shit like that. And they're like, aha! Like, as if Netflix was going to be like, Kevin, you should have told us. There's the door, you know, like that shit doesn't like matter to anybody who writes a fucking check or something like that. So
Yeah.
you can like rumble, young man, rumble by all means. I was 20 once and I fucking hated things as well.
It matters to us, Kevin Smith. It matters to the fans. I mean, you're a person that builds up his whole reputation based on trust, that we trust you're delivering on things, on pop culture, on superheroes, on movies. And now we don't know if we can trust you. And that's the biggest loss. Then again, I'm just a fan that doesn't pay your salary, so my opinion doesn't matter. But what matters to me is what you guys think about this whole thing. So please leave a comment in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
You're going to get more He-Man than you think you wanted.